Everybody, welcome to Falcon Plays Zafehouse Diaries. Now, Zafehouse Diaries is a game that, it's very survival, text-based, let me start that again. It's very, very text-based, it's very survival-based, and as you could probably imagine, there's a few zombies in there, quite a few zombies in it. Recently I've been playing, if you're not new to the channel, you know that I play a lot of survival games, a lot of, zombie games as well. And just very, a bunch of, text-based heavy games, so I felt that this game just encompassed, all three of those points of the channel, so I figured, you know what, I enjoy the game a lot. Maybe you guys will enjoy it too, so I've been playing it a bit recently. It's a game that's been out for a while. As you can see down here, you can see, the version of the game and the last update to it. To my knowledge, there's no more updates to the game. It's basically a done product. But it's a game that I've been playing recently and I've enjoyed, so I was like, you know what, I enjoy it, might as well do a few episodes for the channel. So don't expect this to be too long a series. I mean, it could be if you guys enjoy it and you guys want to see more. Otherwise, we'll just probably do a little mini series of it and see what's what. But it's a game that I really enjoyed, so I was like, you know what, might as well share that enjoyment with you guys. So all that aside, let's actually get into the game here. As the game goes on, in case you're new to the game, I will kind of break down some mechanics at least during this episode. But as we progress forward, I'm gonna leave that alone and just gonna focus on the game itself. When you first start off, you have a choice here to go no survivors, easy. For this mode, there's no time limits, no objectives, no escape. Recruit new survivors and last for as long as possible. It's kind of almost like a eternal mode if you want to go by that way. Start one survivor, survivors can be replaced, no aggressor dilemmas, no time limit, same buildings. The one we're gonna go with is normal roadkill. With this one, you have to repair a damaged vehicle, drive it to safety, and scavenge parts by any means. So this one has an end goal, obviously. With this one, you start with 5 survivors. They cannot be replaced. There's going to be some aggressor dilemmas. I'll get into that when we get into the game. No time limit, repair a vehicle to win the game, and no buildings produce resources anymore. And then deadline hard. I've never tried this one, but you can see it right there if you want to check it out. But we're going to be going with the normal roadkill, so let's get into this game here. As this over here builds up. Alrighty. So here is basically going to encompass the majority of Zafehouse Diaries. We're going to have, the game takes place in in hours, right? Each hour you have a choice to do something with your survivors. Once you're done choosing those choices, you go back over here and you progress your hour and it'll tell you this will tell you right here what your hour accomplished. So right now let's start off. We're at 6 a.m. House 2, Black Oak Road. We made it. Among our fragile group, we have a firefighter, a surgeon, an engineer, a musician, and a mechanic. So we have a pretty good squad right now off the bat. This is all randomized, by the way, so not every single playthrough was going to be the same. We arrived with weapons, some tools, some food, and no medical supplies. The 5 of us are wary of each other. Casey isn't adjusting well to the group, but Timothy might be able to hold everyone together. And everybody also, by the way, has their own background, their own biography, their own characteristics. So not everybody's going to get along, and that's where the aggressor dilemmas come into play. Sometimes people will turn on each other because, they just don't get along, which makes it a little bit more realistic, I mean, if we were all stuck in a fucking survival aspect thing, you gotta think that even though we're all trying to survive, sometimes, people aren't gonna resonate too well with one another, so this game really encompasses that pretty well, and there's ways to, alleviate that, but we'll talk about that later. We met someone at the outskirts of town. He said he was part of a scavenger group looking for some spare parts, but they were attacked and he was the only one who survived. He said that there might be a vehicle in town that we could probably patch up if we had the right parts. But there's a catch. The outskirts are infested, getting more dangerous by the day. We need to find a map before we even think about leaving. Before leaving, the scavenger said he might want to check out 2 Fontana Road. So that's already giving us a hint, where we should probably head out to. And I think this right here is going to be 2 Fontana Road. Yes. So again, the visitor or the survivor said that, this could hold something important for us. But all that aside, let's look into what are we looking at here. These right here are going to be our 5 survivors. We're going to have Cassie Sanders, age 39. She's a firefighter. Luckily, we started off not too bad. As you can see, these green lines indicate good, interactions or good, links with one another. The orange it gets, the more orange it gets, up to red, that means that, they fucking hate each other. So you might want to avoid that. The history over here, you could spread rumors, and this will kind of help out, ease the, any sort of evil intent or, any sort of aggression towards anybody. You could kind of, reduce that by spreading rumors, and then you base rumors on what their backgrounds are. So say Joe Clark isn't getting along too well with Cassie, right? Let's look at Cassie Sanders. She was a firefighter, she's 39, straight, has a high school education, and comes from a middle-class background. She is experienced and stable, practical and realistic, and is most useful preparing a meal, cleaning up corpses, patrolling outside, and creating a distraction. She distrusts the elderly. So apparently Casey Sanders has a fucking thing against old people, which, kind of sounds like a really dickbag in reality. As a firefighter, age 39, you're kind of heading towards the elderly Pat, Casey. I'm just throwing it out there, baby. You're not going to look this good forever. So the fact that you are, distrust the elderly, let me just tell you, these, colors don't run, right? So either way, we have Joel over here, who's an engineer, age 59. Joel was an engineer, he is 59, straight, and has a university education and comes from a wealthy background. He has perspective and focus, investigative and inquisitive, and it's most useful modifying items. He is uncomfortable around women, so, Joel apparently never broke out of that, beta phase and whatnot. So maybe he doesn't even have a family, So he's not comfortable around women. Thankfully for him, there's 3, pieces of chalongs around him, so you probably won't feel too insecure. That's probably the reason why Casey and Jill don't really get along, She doesn't like old people, which, she's not that young herself, and then Jill doesn't, feels really uncomfortable around women. So there's the plateau situation with them right there. And everybody else seems relatively okay. Zachary is uncomfortable around women, so, apparently it's alright, man. It seems that, we might have more of a, male-based team here, and they're all comfortable with each other, so Casey's kind of like the black sheep of the family here, so to say. But either way, everybody has their own biography, and everybody has their own things that they excel at. If you don't want to read all this, it's understandable. You don't have to, because let's go back into their house. This right here tells us where we're starting off at, and each these tokens represent one of these survivors. So for instance, if I wanted to send Joe to investigate this area, I would just drag this over here. Boom, he's going to investigate the university, right? So it's very easy based. I'm going to play, and then you guys, if you don't understand it, let me some questions. I'll answer them as we go along, or in the comments and anything like that. So let's start off over here. The house that we're in is unsecured, so that's always a bad thing. If we click on this here, it'll tell you there's 13 entrances to our house, whether they're windows, doors, whatever. There's 13 of them. They're unsecured. We have the choice to secure them or fortify them. Our fence strength is 0% right now. There's 44 pieces of furniture in the house, which we could break down to secure areas. And we have no traps and no outdoor traps and no barricades, right? Because we just started off. It makes sense. So that's what's going on over here. So we have the choice of, if we like this area, we could fortify it. But normally you like to move around to like places like banks or police stations. Things with like, less probably entryways and more of a secure choice, right? So this house might serve us well, but I'm not sure. Looking around what's here, we have a university, another house, we have a library, we have a museum over here. And again, all this is also randomized each time you play. There's a store all the way over here, 2 stores all the way over there, so we're kind of far away from stores, but there is a police station here. This police station might be a good place to move into soonish, depending on how, how fortified it is and how the zombie infestation is over there. We have a church, another store, factory. Alrighty. And I see no bank this time around, so it does basically randomize each time around. There's a lot of different places that you could start off with, and then there's a hospital over here. Okay. So knowing that in mind, let's actually start off with our house has only been 44% searched, so there's obviously a lot more searching to do in here. So really quickly, let's go to these right here are your options for your guys, right? I'm going to go with search location for anything useful, first and foremost. And we're going to use, if you don't want to read the biographies, you could also just go by the star system over here. Timothy, Casey, and Zachary are at least 3s in searching, so we'll keep that in mind. So for now, let's put Timothy to search the house for, if you click on the green portion over here, you could have him search for anything useful, weapons. If you want to specify you want them to search for, you could do that. I'm going to go for anything useful, however. Let's see. We know have an engineer, which is Joe, so he's going to be really amazing at modifying items for us. So how about Joe, you focus on modifying items? So we have already 2 people doing something. Casey, Zachary, and Isaac are still idle. So now we're going to also, we could add another person to search locations. I normally like doing that just to be on the, get it done faster. So you could add more than 1 person. You could add like, 5 people to 1 task if you want. Create a distraction by making noise. We don't need that right now. Barricade entrances quickly and loudly. Don't need that right now. Patrol outside and report back. That's not too bad if you want to make sure your area is safe. Watch for zombies. You could prepare a meal. You could snipe zombies from this location, but for that you need a watchtower to my understanding. So I'm not going to do any of that just yet. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to have Casey and Timothy don't get along too well. So let me have Timothy and Zachary search for anything useful. And I'm going to actually keep Casey and Isaac free to actually go and start scoping areas around us here. So we have 3 people that are going to be modifying items, and 2 searching for items. And then we're going to have Casey and Isaac go do a little bit of reconnaissance for us. So over here we have a library. I'm not too crazy about checking that out just yet. I really want to check this police station out. So I'm going to send Casey to check out the police station. And Isaac is over here. Isaac's going to go and probably check out... Let's have him go check out this house for now, I'm going to say. The university first, and then we could probably do that. Alright, so now that we've set all of our 5 first tasks up, what do? Well, now we're done. What you want to do is kind of proceed time over here. So we're going to go back over here. Everybody has their own task, right? 6 a.m. is our start point. We click on the watch. It's going to progress an hour. And that right there was our, if you want to look at it this way, our turn, so to say. And then here is where you read what happened with that turn. So, 7 a.m. to university. That's where we send Isaac to, I believe. So the university at 4 Tractor Way is a large building with around 12 rooms. It has 6 doors and 29 windows leading in from the outside. This place should contain a cache of medical supplies. Just being here will probably make us smarter, while the gymnasium and swimming pool will be a good place to exercise. And a lot of things like exercising, showering, will keep your people happy and healthy and shit like that. And there's also library books, there's books that you could read to get a little bit better at different skills, if I'm right. So all that is really important. So this right here might have a cache of medical supplies which could be helpful for any injuries. Isaac scouted around the perimeter of the university. He counted 0 zombies outside. Peering through the windows, he saw 5 zombies inside. But remember, there's a lot of rooms in here and a lot of entryways, so probably not a place that we would like to shelter down into. But maybe a place that we could come and actually get those medical supplies once we're ready to breach. Alright, the police station. This is where I sent Casey to, I believe. Or Cassie, whatever it might be. Cassie, whatever, right? Semantics. 3 Myrtle Court. The police station at 3 Myrtle Court is a small building with around 9 rooms. It has 1 door and 18 windows leading in from the outside. The place should contain a cache of weapons. Or a cache of weapons, depending on which one you want to go with here. Casey scouted around the perimeter of the zombie station. She counted 0 zombies outside. Peering through the window, she saw 24 zombies inside. So yeah, we probably won't be fucking with this place for a while, even if the cache of weapons does sound really enticing to us. Now, back at home, we have Joe is modifying a flashlight. Isaac returned from his recon at the university. So Isaac is back from reconnaissing the university. Casey returned from the police station. Now, the further you send your people out, it's going to take them longer to actually get back. So since I only sent them 1 square away from our main location, they were able to, do that in 1 turn and then come back. But if you send them out further, it's going to be a while before they're back. Timothy and Zachary found 3 cooking ingredients and 2 snacks in the kitchen. Timothy and Zachary found a cooking ingredient and a snack in the kitchen. Timothy notes that there is only 1 shower at the house. Half of the rooms in the house have now been searched. Alrighty, so that was our first hour. We have searched 56% of the house that we're at right now. It's still unsecured, obviously, but there's no zombies and corpses inside. Corpses are you could clean up corpses whenever you move to a new place, or if zombies come into your place and you kill them, and that kind of keeps the happiness up a little bit here. Alrighty, so I'm going to continue having Joe modify items while Timothy and Zachary search, because it's only been searched, 56% of the time. Casey and Isaac are going to probably do a little bit more recon for us, so let's send Isaac down to the library this time, and then Casey could go to this house. So Casey's going to have the longer search area, so she's going to be gone for maybe 2 hours, I'm going to imagine, roughly. So everything's good. Let's go ahead and forward time one more time over here. Get the fuck back over there. Alright, game, don't fuck with me. Alrighty, so 8 a.m., the library. The library at 2 Benicia Way is a medium-sized building with around 14 rooms. It has 3 doors and 13 windows leading in from the outside. Hopefully there are some good books lying around that we can study. Isaac scouted around the perimeter of the library. He counted 0 zombies outside. Peering through windows, he saw 3 zombies inside. Now, mind you, the zombies, too, I should also mention that they do have a tendency to follow you back home. So, you have to be careful about that. You send people out to recon. Zombies could, spot somebody and start heading back to your actual area where your base is at. So you got to keep that in mind. Everything has a consequence. House 2, Black Oak Road. Isaac returned from his recon at the library at Benicia Way. So Isaac's back already. And as you can see, we're going to probably get anything from the girl or maybe we will, but she won't be able to make it back this turn. Oh no, I'm wrong. She did come back. There she is. All right, let me read this in line order. Timothy and Zachary found a bottle of spirits, a can of gasoline, and a snack in the living room. Casey returned from a recon at the house of Benicia Way, which is over here. We'll read that afterwards. A little bit out of order here. Timothy and Zachary found a hand axe and a screwdriver in the basement and a baseball bat in the main bedroom, which is good. That means weapons for us. Joe is halfway through modifying the flashlight. Joe, what are you doing modifying a flashlight in reality? We're gonna do it and make it like a double the flashlight? Like, it's a flashlight so long, is it like so, like, strong that it's gonna burn the flesh off the zombies or some shit? That doesn't kill them, Joe, believe me. I've seen my fair share of zombie movies. Almost all rooms in the house have now been searched. Casey is feeling slightly fit after doing some exercise. Alrighty, and at the house where Casey went to search out, the house at 7 Benicia Way is a small building with around 8 rooms. It has 1 door and 8 windows leading in from the outside, so it has less entryways, which isn't a bad thing. Casey scattered around the perimeter of the house. She counted 0 zombies outside. Peering through the window, she saw 1 zombie. So 1 zombie is actually really good. We don't know what's in there though, so maybe it's worth checking out or, you know, breaching and finding out soon enough. But there's only 1 zombie here, which is good. If you want to remember what you found in each house, you could mark solid circles, dash circles, and you could even add your own notes. So, for instance, this house over here, 1 zombie inside. So right there, whenever I hover over here, it'll tell me 1 zombie inside. The police station said it had 24, right? So we could do a little bit of a note in here. Cache of weapons, and 24 zombies inside. And again, this will tell me, cache of weapons, 24 zombies inside. This didn't tell us nothing much, but it had 1 zombie, and I forgot what these were already, so you'll forgive me. But yeah, you can mark areas so you have an idea as to what's going on, right? Alrighty, so now let's go back to our house here. And it's been searched 89% of the place already, which is good. However, we haven't really come up with anything too amazing, so we want to go here, but with 24 zombies, it's going to be kind of a big struggle. The museum, alright, we haven't checked that out yet, so I'm going to say we continue doing the same thing we were doing, and we're going to send Casey over to the museum this time around, and then Isaac, you go up to this house and find out what's going on over there. And so far, I like that. There's nothing else that we really have to be messing around with just yet, so... by the way, when you send people out, it says investigate, right? This is where you can switch the area to breach and assault. And all of these, like assault, Isaac will attack zombies in and around the house before heading back. And breaching, Isaac will occupy the house, killing any zombies that get in the way. And then investigate is what we normally do. So you have all those options. We'll do breaching and assault later though. Right now we're just kind of doing a little bit of recon for information. And that's it. That's going to be our turns for this time around. Let's skip an hour and see what it's about. House 2, Black Oak Road. Joe created an intense flashlight. Oh, it is now better at spotting zombies. You know why? Because it's an intense flashlight. But you know what, Joe? It works 2 ways. Zombies aren't necessarily fucking blind. If we light them up with an intense flashlight, I'm pretty sure that those zombies will probably have with their small brain function and be like, light, there. And if you didn't understand my zombie talk, I said, oh, light, there. So, you know, it's kind of a 2-pronged effect here, Joe. Engineer. This is the reason why I went to engineer school, to make an intense flashlight. Timothy found a bandage in the second room. Oh, look at that, he found 1 bandage. Joel is modifying a hand axe. Joel turned a bed into scrap. Well, Joe, that's a good idea and everything, but how are you going to sleep? You going to sleep on the floor? I hope you know that's your bed, buddy. Isaac returned from his recon at the house of 9 Quaint Place. Casey returned from her recon at the museum at 6 Tractor Way, and Joel is modifying a crowbar. All rooms in the house have now been searched, alright, so we do know that our house is secure. Now let's find out what these people found in the recon. House 9 Quaint Place. The house at 9 Quaint Place is a small building with around 9 rooms. It has 3 doors and 10 windows leading in from the outside. This place should contain a cache of tools and weapons. I like that. Isaac scattered around the perimeter of the house. He counted 0 zombies outside. He looked through the window, but did not spot any inside. So that might be somewhere we might want to head to kind of really soon. If anything, just for the tools and the weapons, maybe not to make it our permanent residence. And then the museum, we have Tractor Way. The museum at 6 Tractor Way is a medium-sized building with around 10 rooms. It has 2 doors and 9 windows leading in from the outside. Casey scattered around the perimeter of the museum. She counted 0 zombies outside. Peering through the windows, she saw 10 zombies inside. And again, nothing of note here. But this here has tools and weapon cache, and no zombies inside, potentially. So, let's make ourselves a little bit of a note here. Say, weapon, tool, cache, and no zombies? And I'm gonna put a question mark to question myself. Like, no zombies, Falcon? Are you sure? Well, I'll be like, you know what? I think I'm sure. That's what Isaac said. Would Isaac lie to us? That's the real question. Give me 1 second here while I get a little bit of water here to kind of refresh the vocal cords. Alrighty. Yeah, man, these text-based heavy games don't fuck around or really mess with your voice for the Let's Plays and whatnot, but I'm enjoying it so far. Hopefully you guys are too. Alrighty, so We do know that our house has been completely secured, so no reason to have people search anymore. Joe could continue modifying items. You could also focus on if you want to modify anything in particular, like you want close combat, assault, sniping, engineering, barricading, demolition, etc. Searching and cooking. For now, I just let him do whatever he wants, but later on, once we start going low on a certain item, we could focus on something in particular. And let's find out about their abilities right now, or how they're feeling. Timothy's rested, Isaac's rested, Joe's rested, Zachary's rested, and Casey is rested. Joe right now, he's got a screwdriver, a fire axe, and a crowbar at hand, meaning he's probably using those to modify shit right now. Alrighty. So, for the most part, everything here seems really okay. So, now that we have more people... Let's see, now that we have more people, we could probably... Oh, you know what? This also tells you how many zombies there's possibly inside. Well, you know what, game? Fuck you. I like my notes better than yours, alright? So, we've already checked out this area here, so we could start moving to the hospital, which wouldn't be a bad idea because, you know, we could use the items to heal ourselves in case we run into some sticky situations here. So, let's see. Joe's gonna continue modifying. Maybe we could add somebody else to modification, like Zachary. Zachary, you and him focus on modifying items. We might want to start barricading the place. If we do that, let's see here. If we start barricading the place, if I'm right, where would I go about doing that? Such an imbecile with this shit sometimes. Supplies, here we go. Tools, 8 pieces of scrap, bar of soap, a bottle of spirits, butter knife, medicine, food, 11 snacks, cooking ingredients. We could have somebody actually start making some meals for us, I would imagine. So, let's actually hightail this back over here. Joel and Zachary are over here modifying, right? Prepare a meal. Casey's actually pretty good at it, so is Zachary. Zachary's a 4, huh? Is anybody as good as, we could have Joel. Okay, I'm gonna actually put Joel and Zach and, Casey, the people who don't get along, to actually modify items together. This could either work out or go against us. Number 1, it could make them, like, get along better just by working together. But number 2, it could make them work worse by, you know, over here, like, having, like, a alpha type of contest where they're, like, you know, measuring the size of their penises and whatnot. Or in Casey's case, her figurative penis, I should say, and see, like, who does what better. So, I'm gonna be risky, though, and to find out what happens. And then we're gonna have Zachary, the cook, apparently, make a few meals for us. What's up with Zachary's problem? Like, why does he look like such a dickbag? Like, look at his eyes. Like, what is your problem, dude? Why are you like this? Yeah, look at this. All of them in reality, like, Isaac especially is really angry. Zachary and Isaac have, like, fucking anger issues, if you ask me. Alright, so, 2 people modifying items, 1 person preparing meals, and then we're gonna have Isaac is idle and Timothy is playing chess. Oh, it must be nice, Timothy. Imagine that. Timothy's playing chess. Why? Because he has the glasses, the thick rim glasses. I have thick rim glasses too, my friend. You don't see me playing chess right now. Alrighty, so Timothy and Isaac. Let's do, Isaac is gonna be coin and Timothy's blue, huh? Timothy, you go check out the hospital. And I don't think we've checked out this house yet, so we're gonna have Isaac go find out what's going on in this house. That's gonna be our turn for this time around. And let's proceed forward and see what's up. Oh, we heard some noises. Casey's modifying a butter knife. Zachary prepared a small meal. Joel and Casey became frustrated with each other while modifying items. That was the downside. That could have happened, and it did happen. At the house of 7 Quaint Place is a small building with around 8 rooms. It has 2 doors and 10 windows leading in from the outside. There's a station wagon at the house at 7 Quaint Place. With the right parts, we can fix it up and drive out of town. Radiator, tires, carburetor, ignition LEDs, and brake fluid. So we have 0% of all that, which makes sense. Alright, so this is the car that we needed. So essentially, we have now found the car. Now it's a matter of finding the parts. When you're doing the normal run, you have to find the car and you have to find all the parts for it. So, hey, we already got the car, which is, I guess, like the skeleton of the whole project. Now we just gotta, you know, fill it in with the nice details to get it running. Isaac found a station wagon at the house. If we have the right parts, we can repair it and leave this place. Isaac scattered around the perimeter of the house. He counted 0 zombies outside. Peering through the window, he saw 1 zombie inside. At the hospital, at 5 Quarter Way, is a large building with around 21 rooms. It has 6 doors and 18 windows leading in from the outside. This place should contain a cache of medical supplies and tools. Treating our injuries will probably be easier here. Timothy scattered around the perimeter of the hospital. He counted 1 zombie outside. Peering through the window, he saw 24 zombies inside. Well, that's not a big shocker now, is it? When you're thinking of zombies, you're imagining that the hospitals are going to be the first ones hit really, really hard. So, yeah. That and the police station are pretty much fucking loaded with zombies, so that's going to be really hard to kind of get in either one of those places. Now, mind you saw what happened here? Timothy and Isaac didn't make it back to the house that same day, so this tells you right here that they're still on their way back. So for this round or this hour, we won't have any activities for them to actually partake in. So either way, guys, let's call it an episode here. So far, so good. We've done a lot of good reconnaissance, and we found the car, which is, step one of the whole equation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you did enjoy. The support really does mean a lot. And if you want to see more, for sure leave a comment and a like just to let me know that, hey, you know what, Falcon, I'm interested in this shit. Keep doing it a bit more, my friend. And I will do it, my friend. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys next time.